We have one more question from the audience, and this time I think Tucker will be the first one to answer.
Okay. Hi, my name is Joel Harness, Dinner Hall Council President. This year, only 4 students are running for the CSA Board of Directors. This means there will be more appointed seats than elected seats to start the year off and over the summer. What are your thoughts on this situation?
It's unfortunate. I think the students of those colleges should have a bigger choice in who's representing them. I mean, that is the reason we both have elect and appoint, so we can ensure there's representation, but really that's the whole point of elections, is the students get who they want and get a greater input. And I think that also reflects, again, perhaps students feeling the CSA is relevant to them or not reflective or not welcoming. And so that needs to change. And we also need to improve our advertising and outreach for those positions, like ahead of time before people can even sign up for it. So people are aware it's happening. Sometimes people are caught unawares from it, need to collect signatures. So having better relations from the get-go, giving more time. And, you know, again, it's unfortunate that happened this year because those colleges are going to be doing basically without their proper democratic representation.
Jeff Brotman?
Yeah, it definitely is a problem, and it really comes down to, you know, I think a little bit of apathy. And the best way to, you know, change that is to really empower the students, you know. Get them, you know, talk to the student leaders, get them to run for the boards. Ultimately, you know, people need to, you know, be involved with CSA, and it comes down to the relevance, as Tucker was saying. People need to realize that, you know, being a board of governors is important, and people should be running for it. And ultimately, we need to, you know, just it comes down to advertising, it comes down to bridging that gap, getting people interested in the CSA, and that's part of the Communications Commissioner's job.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's actually quite a shame because a lot of colleges have no representation right now. Well, for the fall by-elections, what I do is I work with student leaders and try to work with them to engage their own electorate to get involved. In this past election, I met a few people who were like, well, if I knew about this, I would have ran. Why didn't they know about it? So it's important that everyone knows. I think that sometimes the lack of student involvement is not necessarily due to apathy, but it's due to the student not knowing and not being aware. And that's one thing.
We have to wrap up the debate, so each of the candidates will have 1 minute of closing statement, starting with Jeff Brotman.
So I've been asked, as I was saying, you know, why I want to run this job, what do I think I can do with this job? And ultimately it comes down to, I really want to push that the students' interests are met, and I really want to push that students are involved with the University of Guelph. The university is amazing. We have such amazing activities, such amazing events, and there's a lot of students and a lot of activities that just go unnoticed. And some of the most amazing opportunities are available here. And as Communications Commissioner, I think it's our role to really push for that thing, to empower students to get involved. You know, and ultimately, what I really want to do is, you know, get down to the grassroots, talk to them who you see, talk to students, you know, in the library, wherever students hang out. Find out what those interests are, bridge the gap, empower students to get involved, and ultimately, you know, makes this University of Guelph an amazing student atmosphere.
Rohan?
Okay, well, my past experience as board director, I'm just going to go back to that because I've sat on 7 different committees, and I'd like to say that I'm fairly dedicated to the organization. I was on the summer board, the fall board, and this board right now. I mean, a lot of the people that ran last year for the board of directors aren't holding the same seat right now. There's a lot of dropout. I was dedicated to this job, and I think that's really important to this position, is dedication, and you go through with what you say. As well as another thing that's important, okay, is a willingness to learn. All of us here, though we have a lot of skills, whoever's elected will have a lot to learn. It's very intensive. And my willingness to learn, as well as my openness to the suggestions of others, will make me a good candidate for this job.
Tucker?
For myself, you already heard a lot of my experience and a few of my platform issues. Just again to highlight, I do like outreach, I do like hearing people say, and I do think our directive should come from the students. But to be honest, like I said, we've heard about it, you've heard about my platform, so all I'm going to remind people to do is please check out all of our platforms everyone else's platforms. Don't forget to vote. And to be honest, choose who you like, or if you don't like any of us, make us run another election, because really whoever gets in power is supposed to represent you, and so make sure whoever is going to be upstairs at the CSA is the person you want up there.
Thank you for your time. Good luck with your election.